Are you bored? No problem. Let's model something. We're going to build this side stand. The side stand is actually a really good study object for me to show you how the follow me command works and how we can build very quickly all these evenly spaced out copies. We will also go a little bit over how to use the tag system again to restructure everything. And for example, the follow me command is something that works like this. As a quick preview, you make 2 sketches and follow me. There it is. Awesome, no? And for example, the copy rotate command is very useful when, after we made a group, make a copy and then say, okay, we take 360 degrees divided by 10. So that's 36. Okay. And I need 9 more. Multiply by 9. There we are. And that's actually how quickly then you can create all those. Perfect. So let's do it. Okay, so let's make sure we are in parallel projection. Very nice. And our model is using decimal and inches. Cool. Okay, so we will take a look at the front. Shift middle mouse down. Very good. And then let's actually draw from here, from the center, a line straight up. And this should be 21 inches. So you can type 21, enter, there it is. To the left, that will be 8 inches. Then down will be 7 inches. Very good. Now we're pretty far away. So I'm zooming in a little bit, press escape, go to the bottom, move to the left, 6 inches, and then I connect this. Very good. So you see we created a nice profile. Let's do this actually in 3D just as an exercise. So from here, from the center point, I go along the blue line, or I press the up arrow key, 21, enter. Then you see how sometimes this is now red. This goes along the red axis. So the right arrow key does that for me, locks it to it, 8 inches. Then up key down, 7 inches, escape from here, click to the left, 6 inches along the x-axis, and I can connect it. Cool. So this is actually a nice profile. We will select the fill and delete it, drag over it, and then we will make a group. So this is locked. Cool. Okay. So this actually will be our the outline for the wire basket. Let's work on the easier part. That is the wooden part on top. There are 2 ways actually to create this. We didn't really take a look at the circle yet. So circle from the center. And then we can type in 8 for 8 inches the radius and enter. And there we are. Very nice. Okay, so select tool, click the outline, and then let's take a look at entity info, because as you can see, this has segments 24, 8 inches radius. Here we can now override everything. 6 inches, 7 inches, 8 inches. And segments, what's that? Take a look at this, 10 segments. And you see, it actually gets more or less faceted. For even crazy 32 or 40, 64. These are like good numbers. 24 is like one version, 32, 48. This is really all up to you. I will go with 32 for the moment. Okay. Then double click this and delete, because there's another thing I would like to tell you now. So You go to the center, click. You see how my mouse is actually on the x-axis or on the y-axis. And there is a black line when I move my mouse. And you see how the facets are actually rotating. I want them to be nicely lined up. So the end of a facet is on an axis. This will be very useful for a lot of snapping commands later. So click, very good. And then 8 inches, 32. Okay. This should be 1/2 an inch material thickness. So push and pull, go to here, go up, 0.5, enter, done. Then with the mouse, triple click, right click, make group. Very nice. So now this actually has to move up. So I can, with the middle mouse button, look from the bottom, go to move command. You see here there are multiple snap targets. I go to the center, click, and bring this up to there, click. Beautiful. Okay, so now the top part, the basic element is done. A little bit of housekeeping. Concept. And then this one, we will get to there. Very good. We can do the same with this one. Actually, no, with this one, we do something different. Let's call this one layout. You see how I'm writing actually the tag name in there, press enter, and then actually it created the tag and associated this object right to it. Okay, very good. This line, this left one, is 1/2 an inch too far to the left. I will show you now how we can move this back. Maybe to this view. Double click. This is important because then we added the group. Now I can select this line, move command, U, and along the x-axis, you see how there's this red dashed line. If you see a black line, you're going to totally distort the piece. You see, this is not planar anymore. Or you use simply the arrow keys to constrain the movement. 0.5, enter. There we are. And then we can double click somewhere outside to exit the group. Okay. So this is actually a line that will be used for the path later to create the wire basket around. Let's do actually the easiest ring down here. So this is now a reason why I like working a lot in orthographic or parallel projection, as it's called here, and in side views or top view. So I go to here, zoom in, go to there, click along the x-axis, and this one should be 0.25 inches. Enter. There we are. Let's make this 32. Cool. Now this is a little bit under the ground. That's not good. We have to move this up. So move tool. You see how you can snap to the endpoints. That's also, again, the reason why when I drew the circle, the black line was aligned with the grid line, because if I do it this way, there you can see this is not like here, a point on the line. Okay, good. So double click, move command, and then here, this I just move straight up to there. Beautiful. Okay. I added my follow me command. That's also under here. And now I will show you how we can do a revolve object. Revolve, think about a wood lathe. We take a profile and then we spin it 360 degree. in our case. So how do we do this? Check this out. We draw a basic circle and don't continue the next step. Simply take a look at what I'm doing. So I will select this and then go with my mouse to here. Sometimes we have to run this, and there is a revolve. Very good. But you can see that this is very choppy. So undo. How can we fix this choppiness? That is because this segment is really weak. 64. Okay. Again, push and pull. Okay, cool. Didn't really give me that. There, thank you. Zip. Cool. There we are. It can happen that sometimes your piece might look like this, blue. So blue means you see the inside of an object. You see this is blue, and there this face is white. Think about your upper hand and your lower hand. Your upper hand is outside, and the inside of your hand is, well, the inside. So double click, right click, and reverse. That's it. And then select all, make a group. Cool. This goes to there. Very good. Okay. Let's actually make another one there. I will hide this for the moment, so it's easy. Then again, working clean now is very easy when we go to a side view, because then I can zoom in here, create my, you see how again, this line is red. So I have endpoints horizontally, vertically. Then this should be, yeah, 0.25 and we set 32. Now this point I would like to move to there. Okay, move tool. You see the dashed line is really straight vertical. That's perfect. And then snap to there. So you see this layout thing we created first is just a really nice snapping target. Then same deal. This one along there. Ah, cool. Here, there, it's blue. So double click and there and there. Okay. And then we move this to concept. And you see, actually starts not looking too shabby. Okay. How do we do now this from here running down to there? So ideally, we can actually draw a line one more time. So from there to there, you see how I'm tracing over it. Very nice. And then this original piece we would like to hide. Okay. And I will group this for the moment. Okay. So now we can create a circle, but it should actually, this time the circle should look like from the top. So how do we do this? Again, actually, let's do it this way. Maybe top view. Okay. And I do this here, horizontal, the red line. Instead of 2.25, we make this one 2.2, so a little bit smaller. 32, fine, okay. And then move command. And you see how I can find actually here the midpoint. So click the midpoint. Now I go to a 3D view with the middle mouse button and snap it to there. Perfect. Okay, so freeze for the moment. Don't do the next step. Just see what I have to do in addition. This I can now not run along this line because this is a group. SketchUp doesn't like it. So I explode this group. Now I can select this and move it along it. Well, that looks pretty cool when you do this for the first time, but this straight line here is kind of doesn't look very good. Okay, so how do we fix this? Undo. Then we go to front view, go to, 2-point arc, that is good. And so here's a point, go to maybe here, click, and you see how this draws an arc, and you see the arc is actually cyan. And then I go to here, and at one point, each side, like there, or each end of this arc will be tangent to the two lines. And then double click. Segment is too large, give angle, different, okay. Okay, good. So lower left corner you see here, use Option plus, Option minus to change the segment. So based if you're Mac on PC, that's different. Sometimes double click there. Now this worked. Okay. Or if we do this Option minus or plus, you can see how I change this. Okay. Double click. Cool. Now we can still select this and then say how many segments we might like. We might not be able to get too high. Yeah. Okay, good. So radius maybe 2. Yeah, it doesn't really work out. 4, 2, 5. Yeah, 5 goes okay. 8. No. 6. Really cranky. 5. Yeah. Welcome to the limits of SketchUp. Okay, so now we put in kind of like a nice blend between these two lines. What we can do now is we go again to the circle, click on the fill, and then we just run this across here. Click. Yeah, this is actually too small now. So undo. Try to find there is that arc. Okay, let's go back to 20 and 10. This actually maybe was not too bad. Same deal. Click and wood. No. Escape. Didn't really make any sense. So click and to the end. Click. Thank you. Double click and reverse and make group. Oh, double click. What's going on here? Oh, it didn't close it. But here it. Okay. Now this is good. So when I didn't really double click or triple click fast enough, so it selected just this outside face, but not the caps. So I have to explode this one. And now, so when I double click, I select just the face and the edge, but not the rest. When I then triple click, you see it selects really everything, but this here is off. So reverse the face. This is white now. I think this is off too. Yeah. And then triple click, make group. Okay. Very good. Yeah, this looks actually really nice. So let's take a look at what we have here. Okay, now so there you can see where we made this actually a tick smaller. This sticks through there right now. So let's see. Double click this one, push and pull. Yep. We move this inside. This is actually pretty good. Yeah. You hide, double click, and then we can select this one and push this one down a little bit. We don't have to be very precise. It just should look believable. Okay, one last ring. So we can go to here because now we can see the material thickness. There, click, and this should be 0.25, 32, whoops, 32. And then we can decide, well, where do we put this? Maybe here. Or if actually, let's say we want this to be at a specific distance. So we can show this again. And I go to this view so you can see everything. And then this is actually a good exercise to show you how the arrow keys for movement will be very useful. So this is actually the midpoint. There's the endpoint. So now I can move it. And I will push up. See now actually it snaps on that face. I'm not snapping to this line, but I'm snapping to the face. Click. Okay, perfect. Now I click on this one more time. Now to make sure I really go straight down along the z-axis, I press the up arrow key. And how much does this go down? So this is 6 inches. So okay, 6 inches. Very good. Nice. We can also drag this in a little bit. Maybe, whoopsie, like this. Okay. Yeah, and then push and pull. This one, komm schon, along here. Click. Oh, there's an annoying, interesting, annoying line. I'm not sure where this one is coming from. Okay, out of curiosity, I'm just... Ah, thank you. What's going on there? You saw that, no? So let's hide this one. And look what's here. There's actually some geometry stuff here that was properly part of the path. Oh yeah, here's the path. So I simply select everything from that path and delete it. When I zoom in more, there's a little bit more stuff. So that should be better now. Okay, but because this was kind of dirty, let's delete it. I will show this again. I'm actually glad this happened. So you can see how quickly, even for me, it can happen that you overlook something. The rest is very easy now to repeat. It's also good practice. 2.5, 32. I would like to move this one up from the midpoint. Press the up key, arrow up key, right to there. And the right to go along the x-axis. Click. I can then show everything. And then from Yeah, this one straight down, so down key, 6 inches. And then we decided along the x-axis, we move this in a little bit. Very good. Follow me. You. Zip. There we are. And make group. And to the correct tag. Okay, so where do we put this one to? We can just delete it. We don't need it right now. This is just the layout. We can actually... I'll never say something you didn't try before. I thought actually we could maybe move them around. I guess we cannot. So our initial first model or concept part is actually done. And now it's time to populate all the empty space with more of these elements. And I'll show you then 2 ways how we can do this. To create multiple copies rotated along here, we can actually use the rotate command. And while we use the rotate command, turn on the copy function. So I press the Alt Option key, click, and you see that it has then a plus icon, center of rotation, start of rotation, end of rotation. Let's do this one more time. Okay, see? Super easy. But now instead of 4, we would like to actually have, let's say, 10 or so. So what we need to do is we need to, let's say we have 10. We need to divide 360 degrees divided by 10. That's 36 degrees. What about 15? 24 degrees. Cool. So check this out. So we make a copy, rotate from here along. Now I type in 24, enter, and now I type in star to multiply and 15 and enter. Bang, done. Awesome, isn't it? A little double check. Are there 2? Yep, because we started here and just added more. So because I already had some, I should have only instead of 15, 14, because I had already some existing, but that's basically the way how this works. So here, let me redo this. Here's the piece. Go to copy rotate. Start the copy mode, click, then we type in, I already forgot. Is it 24? Yep, 24. Click, 24, enter, multiply by 13. And there you see like 1 is missing, so it was actually 14, because this is the 15th one. There we are. Super cool, huh? How this actually works. And all this we can select and put onto the concept layer. Okay, now we built a pretty nice wire basket. Not wire basket, a really nice side table with a wire basket below. So with this done, now I would like to refine my design. Again, this is what I would consider the conceptual model. I blocked out the proportions. I do not like these hard, sharp edges. And then I will talk about the component and group difference one more time. And we will also add the material to it. So I will go to this view and turn my concept off, turn the layout on. Very good. Now this sits on top. That's good. So I can use the pen tool, go over 8 inches up, 0.5 inches, back, snap, click, done. Okay, and now here I would like to round my corners. We'll do it the same way with the arc command. Click somewhere here. You see it's cyan. And then when it's magenta, it's tangent, double click. And then the same here. And then we can go ahead, click and say 1.5, 10 maybe. Okay. 0.15 and 10. Cool. Okay. Then at the base, I have to create just a small circle again. Honestly, that circle size doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters again is segments. Then follow me. Oh, you're already done. Perfect. Awesome. Jup, jup. There. Cool. Double click and make group. Very good. And now we will create a new tag. Let's call this refined. There we are. So now we made a more refined version and put that one actually right to there. Now, some of the initial concept elements here we can make use of. So you, and you, I will copy and paste. Yeah, how do we, doesn't really snap neatly to somewhere. So escape and delete. Oh, I just pressed escape when I thought actually I might have just placed a copy in there, but I didn't undo. Very good. So how do we get a piece duplicated in place, paste in place? Ah, look at that. Maybe we should do this. Copy and paste in place. So duplicates right at the position. Perfect. And then those into refined. Yeah, there they are. Okay, cool. And then I will select this one. So copy and paste in place. Okay, good. There. So this I will turn now into a component. And just don't give it a particular name. Just would like you to show you here a big difference between a group and a component. So this component we will multiply again. There we are. Very good. So I will go to this component and double click, go to this view, and then just add a circle here. You see that? All these other components show that circle because that's fundamentally the difference between component and group. When you add something to a group, other group copies don't show the thing added because groups are individual elements. But when you have a component, components are clones. What you do to one component is reflected in the other component. And this here is a good example to show you what you could do with a component. For example, if I would give this a material, let's say brass, the other elements will show this the material too. Think about a kitchen where you have 10 doors and you would like to explore variations of the door design. So you just work on one door and all the other 9 doors will show the changes automatically. Okay, very good. So the last thing maybe I would like to show that's different than last class or new is we have tags. Seen at one point we go into what's the outliner. So here's the outliner. So you see actually it outlines or it shows you all the individual objects, by the way. So when I select this one and go to hide, it's gone. I can also double click. Then you see I'm in editing mode. This has different color. If I double click somewhere outside, you see how this changes. So the outliner is kind of like it lists all the objects, and the tags. The tag system is more for associating all the objects to a tag. What can, however, also happen is, let me do one quick mini demo. So group, and group would be the same with components. And now all those I put into a group. Pay attention to what happens to these three. You see them, they're all together there. So when I go in, I can hide one or I can hide all. So that's actually where the outliner can be quite useful for, because it gives you kind of like more a list view of all your objects, and the tag simply shows you the tag view of all your objects being associated to. Very good. We're done.